It's time for the Bama Backroads podcast, coming to you from the banks of the mighty Coosa River. So you ready to roll?
I'm ready, man.
All right. Well, we're back. Bama Backroads podcast. Me and my buddy Lee Pitts. Lee, you just got off the water. How'd your trip go today?
Brutal, man. I'm telling you what, the winds, the thing that's so hard on me right now, seeing a bunch of fish that are laying there, they will not freaking bite today. I mean, it was just the winds were hard. It was pushing us around. It's one of those days that you're just, makes you wish that you had a 9 to 5 sitting at a desk somewhere.
Banker job.
I don't know.
I told you should have been a banker.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, man, that'd be great. But see, that's my thing. I'd be dipping into the kitty too much.
So you'd be like the guy from SVB Bank that just, oh, you need a loan? Sure. How much?
And my finder's fee will be 10%.
All right. That guy took a lot more than 10%, Lee.
Well, I'm not a greedy man.
There you go.
I'm good with that.
There you go. Lee, first thing we're going to do today is we're going to do some backroad news. I know we didn't get a chance to talk about this, so I'm just going to hit you with these cold. Okay. And get your honest opinion on these. First and foremost, have you got a beer in front of you?
No, but I can around this place I can find one pretty quick.
Well, all right, you get you a beer real quick, and we'll pause just for a second and grab you a brew because you may need one.
Hold on. That's one good thing about you're following me in my office. One good thing about my office up here in my loft, I do have a refrigerator right over here, and I can get me something. So hold on just 1 second.
Well, I've been to your house. I've seen that bar.
Yeah, I mean, it's terrible working conditions what I have to deal with up here.
Well, my question is it, what time do you get to go to bed? Because I know what's going to go up. You're Lee Pitts now.
Well,
I know that bar wasn't built just to look at. Well,
here's the unfortunate part of this. I don't live up to... It's like Toby Keith said, I ain't as good as I once was. And when I'm in guide season, when it gets dark, unfortunately, I go to bed. So, because I'm up well before the sun comes up. So, I hit the sack pretty quick around here, but I still do like to come up here and kick my feet up. And, I got my bar set up here, and I get a fishing show. I love to watch my Zona on TV and kick back with it. And I might have me one before I relax and hit the sack, but I hit it pretty quick.
There you go. It's 5 o'clock. Time to pop one.
That's it, man.
All right, here we go. You ready?
I'm ready.
All right, backroad news. 3 backroad news stories that are just kind of crazy. All right.
That's always the best stories.
Well, and it takes a while to find these things. It takes a lot of research, but I tell you where I get a lot of them is on Wired to Fish, on wiredtofish.com.
Yeah.
That's probably, if you're into fishing like we are and you want information, cool videos, stuff like that, wiredtofish.com is, they got it. They're on top of it.
Wow.
But anyway, okay, here we go. All right. You know how when we go fishing, we talk crap to each other? You got
to talk smack. That's the whole deal.
We'll
you
talk
have smack talk to make you fish harder.
Well, and see, I don't really get to do a lot of smack talk because you're usually the one catching fish. And
that's when you can really pour it to them.
Oh,
When you're ahead of the game and when you done got that stroke, that's when you can really start. I mean, you can start eating them up when it's like that. It's when you get down is when it's hard to really, 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 really talk smack.
well, the bad thing about talking smack on the water is don't do it early. Don't do it, loading your rods in the boat. Don't do it back in the boat in the water. Don't do it on the way to your hole. You got to wait till you got something in your hand. Because if you talk smack before and you skunk that day, that you're just opening yourself up.
Well, and you know what? It's kind of like this. You've also got to have a backup game. You got to have a backup game where you have I have 2 bad discs. Okay,
Right.
You know when that sciatic nerve really gets in my shin, I can't concentrate and I'm hurting. But I wanted to come with you anyway, just because I want to pay for my share of gas. But man, I really was hurting so bad I didn't need to be on the water today. You got to have a backup game like that.
That's good. That's very good.
I mean, you got to have something. Or man, I've been under so much stress. I just want to take today and just sit in the back of the boat and let you do your thing, and just to be out here enjoying it. I don't really care if I catch fish or not.
Oh,
you got to have a good enough backup game.
That's tough to sell.
If you run out of juice on your aggressive game, you got to have that backup game coming with you too.
That's tough to sell. I really didn't care if I caught a fish. I just like being out here. That's a tough sell to make somebody believe that. Because it's bullshit.
I got a buddy of mine, and we fish some together, and he's got a young son. He's 15 years old, and to give him credit, man, he's a great stick. He's a good fisherman. But what my buddy has already told me, he said, you've got to do something with him because he's already gotten that mouth has exceeded what he is capable of. Oh. And I said, well, that's part of the game. He said, no. He has exceeded the mouth part of it. He is really, really excelling in. So, I mean, you gotta, everything kind of has its pros and cons, I guess.
So is he becoming one of those that talks a 20-pound bag, but comes in with a 4-pound bag?
But he can talk that. When he does that, he has all the drama and the day's events that he can walk you through it. And I mean, you're living it with him, man. Oh God. So you had 2 jump off. Oh man, you broke that one off because it got caught in some barbed wire. Oh man. Yeah. And he still walks away with that nose up in there.
Well, I mean, he's learned young. That's
yeah. I mean, he does good. He does good. And the thing about this, and I don't want to get spun out right here talking about, but this is a young man right here because he comes to the house a lot. He can stand there. He's 15 years old. He can stand there with adults, and he can bounce it back at you. I mean, he can really stand there and hold his own. And I got a pretty tough crowd around here a lot of times, but he can stand there and to give him credit, he's a real good stick. Okay. He is a good fisherman, a real good stick, but he has learned the gift of gab at an early age.
Well, that can be good and bad.
Mm.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
All right. The reason I bring the smack talk up is these 3 guys from Minnesota took the smack talking to a whole nother level, and I really appreciate this. This took some. This guy was on top of his game when he thought of this, but one of the guys they fish together every year. I think they have an ice fishing club up in Minnesota, and they talk smack back and forth about how they're gonna do. And anyway, Shooter McGavin, I'm sure you know who Shooter McGavin is.
Shooter!
Let's go to Red Lobster.
Let's go to Red Lobster. Shooter. Let's go to Red Lobster.
But he's apparently a friend with one of these guys. And I don't know his real name. I can't think of it. But anyway, I just know him as Shooter McGavin. He had him call him and talk trash to him. You know, I guess that guy's got the gift of gab as well, and I guess he gave him the red ass pretty good. So one of the guys decided, after taking the beat down from Shooter McGavin, that he's going to take it to a whole nother level. So he puts up a billboard with that guy's picture on it that called Shooter McGavin.
Oh, okay. So he's already put a facial on this dude.
Oh yeah. His picture's up on a billboard.
Even if you don't know the circumstances of what's going on, you know this guy's face.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. That's where I admire this level of evil.
That's stepping into a whole nother realm.
Yeah.
Kind of, here we go. Look, we're stepping into the unknown right here.
It's a full billboard with his picture, and under it reads the caption, "This is Troy, period. He sucks at fishing."
Oh hell no.
Yeah.
Oh hell no.
And he gave him an email. He gave him his email address. Or no, it looks like he created an email address for him. The email address was troysucks2@gmail.com if you wanted to talk smack to Troy too.
No.
Yeah, that's taking it to a whole nother level there, brother.
That's when you go shave somebody's lab like a poodle and just, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You come home and there's Lion King dancing around your yard.
Yes.
No.
Yeah.
Oh,
that took a little, I don't know if that guy had a couple of beers in him before. Hey, I got a way to get this guy back.
Okay. So how did this work out? What's going on? How did it work out?
That's all the story said.
Yeah,
man. That's all we got.
So, do we have it to be continued, or do they not know that? Hey, these guys were both arrested later in the afternoon, or what was the deal?
There's no police reports in here. Nothing from the ER.
Oh wow!
It just ends saying this is smack talk to a whole new level in fishing. But how do you top that? Where do you go? You do
I don't know, man. You billboard somebody. That's pretty much, you have reached the pinnacle on that one. It may be just like, it's like going up there and dropping that mic. Poof, peace. I'm out.
The only thing that guy can do is put up a billboard of that guy's wife naked or something. I don't know. I don't know where you go from there.
Is she good looking?
Well, in order for it to be really effective, yeah, she'd have to be.
Yeah.
If she's 300 pounds, nobody's going to even look at the billboard.
Like I said, I probably shouldn't have said that, but she didn't have game.
That's right. No game. Okay, moving on. All right, you know the Cocaine Bear movie, right?
Yeah, I've seen the previews on TV. I've seen something. I'm like, what? I don't get it. What?
Yeah. And when I saw that, I thought, no bear is going to eat cocaine. But apparently that is based on a true story.
You got to be kidding me.
No, I'm not. In 1985, doesn't say if it's a black bear or grizzly, but, black bear, yeah. A black bear nicknamed, and you'll love this, Pablo Escobar.
Okay.
All right. Yeah. Actually ingested a duffel bag full of cocaine back in 1985.
Wow.
So.
Yeah, okay, you're talking about a duffel bag. Hang on. Here's my deal. Okay. I've been on a bunch of deer hunts. I've been on a bunch of camp outs. I've been on a bunch of outdoor excursions. I don't think. Now, I may not have known it, but I don't think any times we've been out, someone had a duffel bag full of cocaine.
Well,
you know what I mean? Who just said, "Oh, okay, hey guys, yeah, we're going to do here this weekend. I'm going to load up a duffel bag of cocaine just in case somebody may need it."
Well, they may decide to extend the trip. You know, it may go from a 3-day trip to a 4-day trip. And that,
well, somebody may be a bad shot, and they know that they're going to have to track this deer for a while.
Yeah, that's true too.
So that could be. I'll give them that. It could be they got to track one for a little bit. Anyway.
Well, you know, in '85,
I've never been in that group of. I've never been in that hunting party. I'll just say that.
Well, you know, back in '85, and I know there was a movie about this as well. It was with Tom Cruise, and he was a pilot working for the CIA, and he got roped into delivering drugs for Pablo Escobar. And he would fly over locations and drop duffel bags full of cocaine out of the plane to people waiting on the ground.
Okay, so it may have been something that was
yeah, that may be where the bear came in contact with a duffel bag of coke. But anyway, that's just part of the story. Okay.
DEA bear. Let's just say.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. I'm with you now.
A man from, where does it say he's from? Michigan.
Okay.
What's up with these northern hunters and fishermen? What's going on? Man from Michigan.
Their animals are smarter than ours.
I guess so. A man from Michigan that enjoyed bear hunting, and I guess maybe he got a little old and just didn't want to take the time to, I don't know, pursue the bear or whatever. But he would, in his bait pile for the bears, he would put a shit ton of melatonin in his bait pile. So the bear would eat, and then the bear would fall asleep.
Okay. That's those things. Melatonin is a natural sleep aid.
Yes.
Right?
Right.
Okay. All right. Okay. Yeah. Hey, that's you know, if you're going to, okay. I mean, I get his theory there. I mean, I get it. So let's make him drowsy. Let's make him off his game a little bit. You know, let's make him really feel comfortable at ease.
Well,
yeah, I see that. Yeah.
And there's a quote in this article that says, and this, by the way, is from the bridgemichigan.com. It's where the story came from.
Yeah.
What kind of piss poor hunter are you that you got to feed the bear something that's going to put it to sleep so you can catch it?
Well, it goes back to the old saying, man. Work smarter, not harder. I mean, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This dude right here, man, is using his brain. He's like, okay, here we are. I can get up here and match wits with this wild animal, or I can go up there and kind of numb him up a little bit and kind of get where. And I'm saying this in jest right now. I'm kind of joking with it because I don't know. I don't know nothing about bears. I've watched them on TV. I don't know anything about bears, but I know I don't want to. Well, no, I have been toe to toe with one, and Chris, you know what I'm talking about.
Uh-oh.
You remember back in our old JSU days? I wrestled a bear. Do you remember that? And I'm for real right now. You may not even remember that.
Well, you know, that was, and for those that don't know, JSU is a small college in Jacksonville State University in Alabama. What do we have? About 8,000 students there?
I knew 30 of them. I don't know.
No, you were Lee Pitts, man. You might not have known them, but
I shouldn't even brought that up.
But they knew you.
Said that, that's the first thing I said. I've never been toe to toe with a bear, but also I thought, no, I have.
Where was that at?
That was at one of the local watering holes that had a special, and The weekend entertainment was a guy brought a bear into the facility, and I wrestled the bear.
Muzzled,
and the muzzle came off.
oh my God.
The biggest thing he told me when we first got started with this, he said, I want you to just take it easy. He's like a big dog. Play with him, get rough with him, do this, that. But don't try to hurt him, because if you try to hurt him, he's going to show you who is the boss.
Oh, there's no
And
doubt about
I've been
that.
a dog lover all my life, and I understood what he was telling me. So as we're playing and doing our thing there for the audience, the muzzle comes off. And I was a little rough with a bear, and he took his mouth and put it on my shoulder and clamped down and cut his eyes at me. And I thought, okay, you win. I'm good. But I had forgotten about that. That's been 30 years ago. I'd forgotten about that until just then.
I think it's been more like 40 years. Can you believe that?
I'm not quite that old, am I?
Yeah, I'm afraid we are, my friend. I'm afraid we are.
Oh, Lord.
But anyway, they arrested this guy. And but my thing about what the guy said about being a piss poor hunter, you know, you're going to put it to sleep so you can catch it. No, I don't think that guy was trying to catch that bear. I think he was just trying to kill that bear.
Yeah, he was, yeah.
No catching involved.
I agree with that, so.
But I plan on this year on putting melatonin in my corn pile, in my corn feeder, and I'll just show up, you know, hour after the corn feeder goes off, and then just have my pick of the litter. They'll just be laid out in the field.
Oh, hey, I'm telling you, I would love to just show up in the morning and there's about 3 or 4 150s just laying around there snoozing, you know, just trying to shake cobwebs out. You know, I'm just trying to get going.
If there's no big ones, I'll just walk back to the house.
Yeah.
Go back to bed.
It'd be like picking flowers. Let's see what's sleeping out there today.
It'd be like mushroom hunting.
Mm-hmm.
No good ones out here. Let's go back to the house.
Yeah.
All right. Third and final story. This comes from Wired to Fish as well. Jason Quinn, you know who that is, don't you?
I do. He's a friend of mine.
I thought he was. Well, did you know that Jason is suing one senator from Vermont in the name of Bernie Sanders?
Wow, I did not.
Yeah. Apparently, Bernie's team, when they put out an anti-drug commercial referencing trafficking of illegal drugs, you know, they got to act like they care for during voting season.
Oh yeah, well sure, everything has a season to it.
Oh yeah. And apparently in their commercial, they talk about illegals trafficking drugs, bring them into America, and they show a video of, you know, smugglers running across the border, and then they show a video of a boat traveling at a high rate of speed, making it look like that this guy's trying to get from somewhere into America with a load of narcotics. But the actual video was of your buddy, Jason Quinn, driving his Evan Williams wrapped boat.
Yep, I know what you're talking about because I've heard this. I know what you're talking about.
Okay,
yep.
So you have heard of this?
Yes, I have heard of this one.
All right. Well, Jason's attorney says, and I quote, "This outrageous video created by Mr. Sanders and his campaign, which has been seen by millions of people, portray Mr. Quinn, an extraordinarily, I can't say that word, public and portray him in a harmful manner as a criminal and drug smuggler."
Okay, can I put a little something in with that?
Sure.
One thing they don't say about the video that they got, that was Jason fishing in a Bassmasters Classic, and they took that footage from him fishing a Bassmasters tournament, and that was where that came from.
Well,
and how they got the footage, how they got and picked Jason, how they did whatever. He was fishing in a Bassmasters event, and they took that footage and ran that campaign. Because I have heard of that. I've heard of that, and I've talked to some people on that one. Yeah.
Well,
so where they came up with that and got that, I don't know, but that was him in a BASS sanctioned event, and that was footage from that tournament that they got.
Well, I'm not surprised that they put that little effort into finding footage of an actual person. There's tons of that footage out there. I see it all the time on the news. So how somebody could pick up, Evan Williams, that guy must be, if he's driving an Evan Williams boat, he's drinking liquor and he's got dope on there.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what most of your people that I see around, especially Alabama, they'll put whatever beer of choice they have painted all over their cars and drive up and down the roads. That's what you do. I mean, that's what you do.
Well, that's down the back roads.
Yeah.
But we don't condone that. Just because we're Bama back roads does not mean we condone popping a top on one and cruising down a country road with your best girl by your side and a couple of fishing poles in the back of the truck. We don't condone that at all.
You made a great country song right there.
Who can write that?
You made a great country song right there.
I have to go through my attorney to get rights to that one.
Yeah, you gotta get rights on that one.
Yeah. Well, I know you got a big tournament coming up. The 18th. That's this Saturday, right?
That's this Saturday. We got the ABT coming up this Saturday, and I've been wanting to get out and try to go over there and fish a little bit. The thing is, we've been crappie fishing here on Weiss and Neely Henry, and it's keeping me busy right now. So, it's one of those things. Hey, I've got clients that they're ready to go fishing. I'm taking them out, hanging out, and I'm just going to show up Saturday and just hope I land on the right spot.
Well, how does that generally work when you don't have time to pre-fish? You just go.
Can I tell you like they do on John Boy and Billy? Not too good. But I mean, I still got to do what I do. I've got so many people, like I said, that most of my business is repeat. And I've got guys that they come from out of state. They come from Kentucky, Illinois, Ohio, and this and that. And I've got to take care of my groups first. I've got to go out there and take care of these guys and put them on some fish and have a good time. And I always enjoy them coming down. But it's kind of hurt me what I do with my tournament fishing. But I've got such a great following right now, and I thank them. I thank every one of them. Year in, year out, they come down here to see me, and we stay and we fish and have a great time. And my tournament fishing is secondary. I'm taking care of my people, and we're going to have a good time crappie fishing.
Well, I know this last weekend you went and did some work at the Alabama Fishing Expo? Show and Expo
in Gaston, man. Hey, I'm gonna tell you something. Wow, what a crowd! My
really?
Goodness, We had Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. It was unbelievable. I never ever thought I worked the Cincinnati Boat Show. I worked I've been from up to Indianapolis. I worked that Indianapolis show where they've got like 5 different tiers of different arenas that they set up. I've never seen the traffic that we had in Gadsden, Alabama, for all the people that came down. Man, I helped out and I worked with Cherokee Chamber of Commerce. We worked there with Fish Neely Henry, with Hugh. We worked that right there. And with Bucks Island, it was wonderful. We had people all over the place. I mean, it was constant from the times the door opened till the times it quit.
Well, I meant to get over there Sunday, and it just didn't work out to get over there. And I was wondering, because that, and just to be completely honest, and this is just not my opinion. I've heard this from, a lot of folks. Because I see outdoor people every day, nearly, in the job I do. But I know the deer show in Birmingham has kind of just gone downhill for a number of years, and some people won't even go anymore. They just don't have the deals they used to have. They don't have the guys come in as much anymore. The big name dealers and things like that. And I was wondering if those expos were going downhill, but apparently not.
No, I'll tell you, because I was there. I was there every day. I was there all through the day. I've never seen the foot traffic and the people coming in. And thank goodness, not only just from friends that I fish against and fish with and know from around our surrounding areas, it was so many people that came from. We had people from Chattanooga. We had people coming from South Alabama. It was just, it really, really was a good show, a good following, and so many people came through there. And like I said, I'd like to just say thanks again to all the people that came and brought their families, brought their fishing partners, and just, it was a really, really good show.
Well, that's good to hear. Because I was kind of worried about that as far as, because Gadsden's it's a great fishing town.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You can't beat that. The Neely Henry, that body of water is phenomenal to fish on. I know the weather. We talked about this on the first podcast. How the weather and other birds and that have been a factor. But like you said on the last show, it's still a great fishery. Gadsden really supports.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
The fishermen that come here. There's a lot of tournaments here, and that reminds me. Years ago they had a Bassmaster qualifying event here, and they had a angler from all 50 states come and try to qualify for one of the spots in the Bassmaster Classic.
Right.
And you were talking about fishing a body of water that you haven't pre-fished on, practiced, or been on in a while, bass fishing wise. Well, I got talked into, I was in a fishing club, the Gadsden Bassmasters, was in that club for a while.
Right.
And they asked us to ride with each, one of us to ride with each angler kind of as an official. Just kind of watch, make sure they were doing everything by the rules. So I agreed to do it. And this guy comes from Maryland. I think if I remember right, wow, that's where he's from. Had pulled in like at midnight the night before. And, it's 5 o'clock in the morning. I'm sitting in his boat with him, waiting on everything to start up. And he's working on tackle. And how many days of pre-fishing you get in? He said, man, I just pulled in here last night about midnight. I've had no sleep. I'm wore out.
Oh my goodness.
And I said, so you don't have any idea where you're going to fish, do you? And he goes, no, and I can't talk about it. Because we weren't allowed to. They couldn't ask us questions, and we couldn't tell them anything.
Gotcha. Yeah.
And I said, okay, I'll just sit over here and be quiet. So we blast off and head towards Minnesota Bend. And you know where the big cell tower is on the right, just as you leave the city dock.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
There used to be a big laydown right there. I think it's been washed away now. There used to be like 3 or 4 trees piled up there together. Well, we're going down the river, full blast. There's, 50 boats, all jumbled up together. And so he shuts it down, and I'm thinking, what is going on? And he goes, I might as well start right here. Looks as good as any place. And Lee, in 30 minutes, he had 24 pounds.
Oh my goodness!
He
caught. He was right.
He caught 5-pounder after 5-pounder.
That's better than any place.
I mean, we spent the rest of the day riding around. He'd stop and pull up on a little sandbar and reline reels and work on his tackle. And for 30 minutes, that was the best day, but the rest of the day was god awful.
So his day was in the first 30.
30 minutes, he had 24 pounds.
Wow.
And ended up winning it.
My goodness.
Yeah.
Is that not amazing? And that just shows you how, you hit the right little spot. You hit the right little niche, and you're going to get heavy. I mean, it's just that you hit the right place, and there you go.
I mean, this guy was beside himself. I mean, he caught the first one, and he goes, well, at least I'm not going to get skunked today. And about that time he got it out of his mouth. He goes, oh, there's another one. That's a good one. I mean, he reeled him in for about 30 minutes.
Man, that is unbelievable. I mean, just, and that goes to show to anybody, when it's your day, it's your day.
That's right.
And I've always heard this, fishing is a game of right and wrong decisions. You make the right decision once or twice through the day. A guy told me, he said, if fishing was like baseball and hitting, everybody will be fired. Because with fishing, you'll hit a 15, 20, 30-minute, like you said, area where you'll catch fish, and then the rest of the day you're striking out. So, I mean, that's just one of those deals.
I need a new hitting coach.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
Because I don't know where those numbers came from, but they don't work for me.
Oh, wow. That's crazy.
Okay. Well, one thing I want to tell everybody about, if y'all are in this area, Northeast Alabama, there's going to be a wild game supper, and the reason I bring it up is because the event speaker is Randy Howell, and anybody that follows bass fishing, follows Bassmasters, knows Randy. He's going to be at a wild game supper to speak in Cropwell, Alabama, which is near Pell City, right off I-20. It's a Cropwell Baptist Church, and I'm sure you can find them online. It's going to be Saturday, April 15th. The doors open at 4. They'll serve a meal at 5, and then Randy will talk soon after. Have you ever been to any of those wild game suppers?
I have. Man, it's a lot of fun. You guys, if you've never been to one, you need to go. A lot of good fellowship, a lot of good food, and I mean, it's fun all the way around. I mean, you need to go to. If you've never been, you need to go.
Well, the thing about those is you'll have opportunity to eat food you never in a million years thought you would eat.
Oh, yeah.
And these guys that cook it, they know how to cook it. I've had raccoon and squirrel and all kinds of different stuff. I'd look at it and go, yeah, I'm not so sure about that. I saw that on the road on the way over here.
Yeah.
But
exactly.
the guys that cook that stuff are very good. It's worth the price of admission. So So if you haven't been to one and you want to hear a really wonderful guy speak, Randy's a really good guy. He'll give you a lot of good information. And
the biggest thing is too with Randy, it's not just going and getting a lot of good information. He's a great man, and really a very spiritual man. You need to go and see and talk to him, and I think it'll be beneficial to everybody that goes.
The website for that is www.cropwellbaptist.org. That's CROPWELL Baptist.org. If you want to go see Randy and eat some crazy food. But it'll be good, I promise you. You'll be glad you went if you go.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you'll have a good time.
Well, I'm about empty on my beer, Lee, so I guess we'll wrap this episode 2 up.
Man, that sounds good. I've enjoyed it. Like I said, I'm sitting here dozing off. I hate to say it, but it's dark. I'm going to bed, and I got to hit it daylight in the morning.
Well, and you're getting less sleep now because, stays light till about 7:30 now.
That's so funny. You're talking about that with the time change, and everybody talks about, the time change. What do you think? What do you think about this? What do you think about that? And some guys asked me the other day, said, Lee, well, what do you think about this time change? I said, really don't bother me. I said, I know in the morning when it's daylight, I'm either going to be on the water or up a tree somewhere. And when it's dark, I'm going to bed. So it doesn't matter what time it is. You can say it's 9:30 at daylight. I'm still up and going. So it don't matter to me.
Well, there you go. True wisdom from the mouth of Lee Pitts. Hero of Fort Payne, Alabama.
Yes, Fort Payne, hometown.
Well, Lee, I appreciate your time. We'll do it again on the next episode, and appreciate all you guys listening. Like I said, if you have a question for Lee, you can email the show. It's Bama Backroads Outdoors @gmail.com. If you want to book a trip with Lee, you can call him. He might not answer the phone right away, but just keep trying. It's 256-390-4145, and I know you're amazed I've read that off the top of my head.
All right, man.
But you won't find a better guide. You won't have a better time. But Lee, I'll see you. I'll see you next time, buddy.
All right, man. Hey, enjoyed it. Thank you so much for having me on. I appreciate it.
All right, Lee. Talk to you soon.
All right. See you.
All right. Bye. Like I said, guys, thank you so much for listening. Welcome any feedback, anything y'all want Lee to talk about, want Lee to give you tips about, just email us and we'll make sure Lee addresses that.